This morning finds us in the border region in England. We're off to look for Hadrian's Wall. But first, we see a sign for a motorcycle museum. So we take a left turn and go down some country roads. Parking lot up there? Any particular part?
Vermont is in New England, which is the northeastern corner.
Oh, right.
Near Montreal.
Oh, right.
Oh, wow.
As the weather stops okay, that's
It's a lot. We've seen all kinds of weather.
I have to believe
This is pretty good.
Right, well, it's typical English weather, that way.
There. There's only about 6 of them, and there's only about 10 or 11 of this model. Anyways, it was the middle of last summer. A big BM turned up, German plates on it, and the couple got off. You were tall, lad. He was up here, and he was built like an outhouse, like that. And his missus, she was a rotund body as well,
Yeah.
like that. Anyways, they came in and they wandered round, and I still race motorbike. Even though I'm 74, I still race in the Isle of Man and that.
Yeah.
And my old sidecar from the 60s and 70s is over there, all BSA. He says, can I get in the outfit? I says, the size of you. Anyways, he managed to squeeze in it with his legs out the back. And she wanted to sit in the Jaguar. Anyways, he came round here, and his missus was standing over there, and he went like this. And he went, what's the story? Perfect English, like. What's the story on these, Mike? Never heard of them. When did they start? And did the Japs finish them off like they did with the rest of the British, the British industry?
Yeah.
I says, oh, well, I'll give you the candid version, lad. I says, they kicked off in about 1890 doing push bikes, and then they went into engines. And I said, but there's no way of titivating up the last bit. And as I say, it was standing here. And I says, it was September 1940, and you were mob blitz Coventry for 3 weeks and wiped these lot out. And I thought, Jesus, I've just mentioned the war, and with a big German. And it was sort of silence. It seemed like ages. It'll have only been a second. And then he went, I'm sorry. I said, well, it wasn't your fault, you big damn bugger. You weren't there, You weren't there, you silly bugger. For 20 years, that's all it took us to put. And it's half scooter, half motorbike.
Huh.
It has the scooter gear lead thing on here and the runner boards like on a scooter. It's a funny little thing. I haven't had it running since I got it, but I will get it. And this was an object that was given to us, and it's an MZ.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
It's got to be one
East
of the ugliest
Germany.
bikes ever produced. When you look at it, it's seized up like that's. It's sat in his dad's shed for 20 years, kind of style.
Homemade muffler. Looks
No,
pretty
that's
homemade.
the factory one.
Is that
It's a factory. Look at the size of it.
Yeah.
It's like a bleeding cannon.
Yeah.
Ah, bloody hell. The East Germans.
We've gotten some MZs over there.
Oh,
but
have you?
I've never seen one quite as agricultural as this one.
Agricultural. I mean, look at them front shockers. You can get
Yeah.
them smaller than that on a wagon. But the one that gets me, you're driving along in the winter and the headlights on, you turn the corner, look, and the headlights still pointing up there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
When you got round a bloody corner, you got round in the dark. The little Austin 7, the 1931 Austin 7, that
Yeah.
was given. the engine was in bits. I rebuilt it and got it running. 10 years, and I can't get the outfit hasn't been up for about 10 years because I just can't get a decent passenger. There was some fellas from the northeast of Newcastle way, 3 lads, and we were standing on here talking about this little 3-wheeler. It's the only one in the world. But,
oh yeah?
This thing here, it doesn't belong to me. I restored it about 6 years ago for a fella in Stirling, that's near Glasgow.
Yeah, and we've been to the castle.
Oh, have you? All right. Well, it's all proper handwritten and everything, like it's no graphics. That's a local lass that does the writing. Anyways, we were standing on here talking about this, and then all of a sudden, well, hush my mouth, what a quaint little place. And there was a big Yank standing in that doorway, and I'm talking big, like that. Harley's our best on the t-shirt, Harley's our best on his cap, and his missus behind him, she was a stout body, but she had a low top on, right? So anyways, I says, come on in, lad, where are you from? I'm from Tennessee, boy, you know, the way they carry on. Yeah. And I went, oh, brilliant, what you doing? We're England, we're here for 2 months, we're touring around, blah, blah. We hired a car in London, blah, blah. Anyways, he came in, and the outfit was on there, and he says, I'd like my photo taken in that sidecar, boy. I went, no bother, but you'll never get in for that fat belly. And he went, will I not? Anyways, he got in, he put his belly on the carburetors, and then he got in it. And he was sitting like that, you know, like in the position. And he said to Liz, get on the side, honey. And anyway, she climbed on. But as she was climbing on, excuse the expression, her tits were falling out. Anyway, the 3 Geordie lads, the camera was out and they were taking photos. Anyways, she took it all in good part, like the body. And he was saying, pull yourself together, honey. You know, pull the front up. Anyways, they would get on and he gave us his camera, something like what you've got, like a square thing, with a white button on here. Now, I have no technical thing at all. I have no computer. I've never sent a text or an email in my life or anything. It just doesn't bother us. But I don't know how to work the thing. So I'm standing here, and I'm pressing the button, but there's bugger all up, and I was expecting a flash, you know, when you take a photo. So I got my finger on it, and I went, hey, Yank, there's no happening here. And he went, let me have a look, boy. And you've took 25 photos there. I had my finger on them. I was just taking them all. And but she took it in good part, and then Barney, the big dog, he got on the sidecar with her. Well, the pandemonium, the top was down, the door. Oh, it was. You can have that cup, son. Dad, another photo with the cup and everything. And seemingly in the early 50s, there was something called the Ice Cream Wars in Glasgow. It was a turf thing, and you know, you've got a bigger ice cream round than I have, and all this kind of thing. So there was a lot of trouble, and so a lot of them took off. And the lad had a push bike, ice cream thing, and the father had the motorised one. And why it's so rare is normally where it just flattens off there where the machine, the ice cream thing is. This is the only one that's built on the top. This is the difference with it. Yeah. And so that's why it's the only one that they know of. There's about 50 something of them alive.
What's it based on?
Well, it's a little Villiers engine. It's a little Villiers 100cc, single cylinder, twin port. Yeah. You just sit on it and you turn the box like that.
Yeah.
That's a funny little thing, but very rare.
Yeah.
And it runs like a watch, but I'd spent 6 months restoring it, and I tried it out, and I went down the lane, and it got out of hand, and it was starting to go like this, and I found out nearly to my horror I had to stop. The tyres have to be rock hard. If the nut, it starts doing this.
Yeah. All the weights up here.
Exactly. That, if that was full of ice cream and ice and that, you know, there'd be a bit of weight.
Just creeping around the streets, you know.
Exactly.
If you're ever in the border region of England, make it a point to stop at Mike Berry's classic motorcycle shop. It's really a hoot, and talking to him will brighten your day. Alright, so where's this wall? turret watchtower. I normally wouldn't brag about a gas station sandwich, but these were bought at an M&S store and they were really good. So we're trying to find a place for the night, and we did a Zumo search for a campsite, and it brought us to an RV park, which is fine. We stayed at those before, but they don't accept tents except on Friday and Saturday night, which it's Monday. So they sent us down to this lovely Premier Inn, which we're assured is the cheapest place in town. So we just went in and booked that. They said we could only book online. Well, I couldn't book online because it won't accept a US zip code. I used the zip code for this town. It wouldn't accept it because I guess if you're in this town, you're not going to stay at this inn. So they were able to do it for us. But then because we're in England now, we had to show them our passports and write down where our next destination is and all this stuff. Anyway, so 40 minutes later, we got a room, I think. So it's the next morning and we're off to find some parts for the Moto Guzzi. The horn stopped working a few days ago and one of the headlight bulbs is out. I did some Googling and found Demon Tweaks, a motorcycle supply warehouse. Moments later, we've got bike problems. The bike is not running well. It'll idle, but when you bring the RPMs up, it starts coughing and sputtering, and it just won't get off the line. At this point, I've checked all the fuses, wiggled the wires. Now I'm after the ECU, since that was the problem before. Everything looks fine. I don't know. This is not the ideal place to work on a motorcycle. There are trucks going by us 4 feet away at 70 miles an hour.
Let's start now.
For no particular reason, it starts up again. It'll rev just fine, but when you start pulling away and demanding some more electricity, it just doesn't want to do it. So this is me backing up to try to get a running start to see if it's drivable. Eventually it is, and we pull away using really low RPMs. It seems to work better. We finally make it to the Demon Tweaks parking lot, and it's running really poorly. I found some corrosion on the battery terminals, and I decided to clean that off. Of course, that wasn't the problem, but it couldn't hurt. Well, that looks a lot better than it did.
It sure does.
I have that screw, one of those screws.
Yep, should be okay.
This doesn't have corrosion, but might
It
as well
doesn't, none.
do it anyway.
Yeah. Nope.
Worse than ever now.
Yep.
You'll have to tune in next time to see if we can get the Moto Guzzi to run again. Thanks a lot for watching, and if you're enjoying these videos, like, subscribe, and share. There'll be more videos coming along very soon.